Greetings to every one of you. This is the third day, and the topic for our learning session is direct speech to indirect speech for simple present to simple past. However, we will begin our session with the portion of English grammar that we should have already learned before you come to learn direct speech to indirect speech. And I've already given you the introduction about direct speech and indirect speech. What is speech? What is the difference between direct speech and indirect speech? And from today onwards, we will be learning the rules on daily basis to change the sentences from direct speech to indirect speech basis all the forms of tenses and sentences which are written in imperatives as well. So the basic grammar that I expect you all that you should have learned before coming to learn direct speech and indirect speech. First is introduction to speech. Then this is what I have already covered. You don't need to focus on it. The basic grammar knowledge that I expect you all to have is sentence, types of sentences, subject, verb, and agreement, which is also called subject concord, subject verb concord. Then subject verb object, subject and predicate, phrases and clauses, the noun which has number, singular number and plural number, then person, first person, second person, third person. Then you should know about gender, kinds of nouns, articles, a and the, pronouns, subjective pronouns, objective pronouns, possessive pronouns, and reflexive pronouns. I'd also like you to understand about the verb. It seems very easy, but it's very intricate to understand. There are forms of verbs, then there are types of verbs. In forms of verbs, you have B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, which helps you to construct sentences, and then it also helps you to write a sentence or speak a sentence according to subject to verb. Then types of verbs, helping verbs and main verbs, auxiliaries and modals, regular verbs and irregular verbs, finite verbs and non-finite verbs, transitive verbs and intransitive verbs, conjugated verbs, bare infinitives, the verbs which have lost their inflections, there are such verbs, then linking verbs and lexical verbs, verbs which act as nouns, verbs which act as adjectives, the verb according to person. You know about the verbs. Let's say if the subject is if the subject in subject at the place of subject the pronoun is they, then the verb will be are. If the pronoun is I, then the verb will be am. If the pronoun is he, then the verb will be is. And accordingly, if the sentence is written in past, then was, were, in future, will, shall. This is what I mean to say here, according to person and number. Then you have adverbs of time and place. You should also know about punctuation. In punctuation, I want you to know about comma, the use of comma, inverted commas, question mark, exclamation mark. Then tenses, sequence of tenses. In sequence of tenses, if the principal um, clause is in past, then the subordinate clauses subordinate clauses will also be in past. Time and tense, you need to understand the relation between two sentences, um, or two clauses when written in one sentence. Then it has to be, it has to agree with time and tense. Forms of tenses, this is our topic of discussion to learn, and the topic that we have chosen to learn is conversion of direct speech to indirect speech for simple present. If a sentence is written in simple present within the inverted commas in direct speech, then the sentence will become simple past. So let's learn for changing forms of tenses. For direct speech to indirect speech, simple present becomes simple past. And those are, let me just take a moment. So those are the things, those are the portion of grammar that I'd like you to learn if you don't know about it. Before you learn about conversion of direct speech to indirect speech, because if you don't know about all of these, probably you might make mistake. Take a look on all of these that I've prepared for you. Today is February the 3rd, 2024. For new session starting from March or April 2024, I will be covering up all the portion of grammar starting from sentence, subject, verb, agreement, and every bit of grammar, every part of grammar, or every portion of grammar I will be touching upon to make things very clear to all of you. Now, let's learn about rules for changing forms of tenses from direct speech to indirect speech. Simple present becomes simple past. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Present perfect becomes past perfect. This is for these three are for present tense. Then for past tense, simple past becomes past perfect. Past continuous, if a sentence within the inverted commas are written in past continuous and the reporting verb is in past, then the sentence will change to past perfect continuous. Similarly, if the sentence is written in past perfect within inverted commas in direct speech, then no change is required. Past perfect, no change required. While converting that sentence to indirect speech. Also, I'd like you to note the past perfect does not shift back. Sentence written in direct speech within inverted commas does not shift back. It stays the same in indirect speech. Then you have simple future, will becomes past in future in the past, that becomes both. And then there are modals. Shall becomes modal verbs. If a sentence is written in shall form, I shall go to Delhi. The reporting verb is I said I shall go to Delhi. It will change to indirect speech and it will take should. I said that I should go to Delhi. Can becomes could, will becomes would, may becomes might, must becomes had to. It takes a sense of obligation. A sense of obligation is conveyed. I must do that. He said that I must write a paragraph each day. Then it will be converted in indirect speech like this. He said that he had to write a paragraph each day. Now, could, should, might, would, need, no change required. Take a look. These are the 8 basic rules I prepared for you in a very simple manner. There are other rules also for imperatives or sentences written in, if the reporting verb is in has, she has done, she has said, like this. So those parts I will be covering up each day one by one so that it will be easy for all of you to understand it. Now there are reporting verbs which are very common, such as said, told. When you're converting a direct speech to indirect speech, you might want to use said, told, admit, advise, agree, announce, answer, comment, complain, confess, confirm, continue, demand, interrupt, offer, reply, promise, protest. This the capital, the first letter of any word will be in capital. Protest, exclaimed, explained, remarked, insisted, admitted, informed, warned, asked, questioned, inquire. Now, these are the common reporting verbs while converting from direct speech to indirect speech that you can write depending upon the mood of the speaker or expression that you would like to convey, or the sense or the context. Let's say if you would like to convey a sense of interruption, you will say that instead of he said, he interrupted. Instead of he said or she said, you will say he demanded, he he confirmed, he confessed, he complained, he commented, he answered, he agreed, he advised, like that, depending upon the mood. Or let's say if a teacher has warned, if a teacher has advised, or someone has inquired. Depending upon the mood of the speaker, you will change the reporting verb said to one of these reporting verbs while converting a direct speech to indirect speech. Now, I'm changing our slide and I'm going to PowerPoint so that I can discuss the PowerPoint that I've made for you. Just one moment. So, introduction. Understanding direct and indirect speech. Direct speech conveys the speaker's original words, while indirect speech reports what someone else has said. Now, you should also focus on recognizing speech transformation, recognizing the shift. I will make all of these explainable to you at the end of the session. I have a couple of examples for you that you can go through and you can grasp from the session and you can learn about the conversion or the change and how to convert direct speech to indirect speech for sentences written in simple present. So let's continue. Recognizing speech transformation, recognizing the shift from direct to indirect speech requires understanding. I've already discussed that what kind of understanding, the basic grammars. So it requires understanding changes in tenses, pronouns, and time expression. Then significance of indirect speech. Why do we need indirect speech? What is the need of converting direct speech to indirect speech? So indirect speech is vital for paraphrasing, reporting, and conveying others' statements accurately. And that's in your own words. The same word or exact words are not repeated when you're conveying something in your own words in indirect speech. Now, converting simple present to simple past. You need to identify verb of the tenses. If the sentence is written in simple present, so let's identify the present tense in direct speech and convert it to the past tense in indirect speech, which is essential. And you only convert uh, reported speech, which is written in simple present, if the reporting verb is in past tense, then you convert a sentence written within the inverted commas in past tense. This is what is called backshift of time and tense. Changing pronouns and time expression. So pronouns will also change. Conversion from direct to indirect speech involves altering pronouns. I want you to focus. Involves altering pronouns and time expressions appropriately. Time expression means if there is any adverb of time used, then you also need to change the time expression appropriately. Let's say if an adverb of time is used today in constructing a direct speech, while converting that direct speech to indirect, today will become that day, now will become that ago will become before, now will become then, and there are many more like that. Then you have the third sub point I've got for you: maintaining a statement accuracy. Maintaining the accuracy of the speaker's statements while changing tense, pronouns, and time expressions is crucial in direct speech. If the sentence is written in simple past within the inverted commas, then the sentence will be converted to past perfect. And then you also need to focus on pronouns and time expression while converting that sentence into direct speech. Now the third slide for you. Examples of the indirect speech transformation. What you need to focus? Reported speech examples. Reported speech examples illustrate examples of transforming direct speech to indirect speech in various contexts, help in understanding the concept. Now the second point, narration conversion instances. Real life narration conversion instances provide practical insights into converting simple present to simple past in indirect speech. When we learn direct speech, it's a kind of narration between two or three people. So it's a real life narration. When you learn to convert from direct speech to indirect speech, you will also be able to apply real life. You will also be able to apply the same method of conversation, the changing the direct to indirect speech in real life conversation. Now, the application in conversations. Using examples from conversations demonstrates the application of converting simple present to simple past in indirect speech. This is the application I have just uh, discussed with you a moment ago, that once you learn to convert sentences from direct to indirect speech, this is what the real life narration you learn, and it demonstrates your ability to apply your understanding about the conversion. Now practice exercises. Interactive language drills. Engage. What you need to do, you need to practice. How you need to practice? See, there is a picture I have placed for you. That when you learn to convert a direct speech to indirect speech, you engage in interactive language drills. Provides hands-on experience in converting direct speech to indirect speech. You learn to transform sentence, and exercises will involve transforming sentences from direct to indirect speech, which will help you to hone your language uh, transformation skills. You will also you would also like to do it with the help of a role play scenario among your friends. Incorporating role play scenarios facilitates practical application and comprehension of indirect speech transformation. Let's say you have got three friends, all of you are chatting about something or gossip about something. So you can utilize all the rules of conversion of sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, incorporating role play, incorporating role plays that will be a practical application, and you will develop your comprehension about changing direct speech to indirect speech. Conclusion: what will happen? You will have mastery of indirect speech, attaining proficiency in converting direct speech to indirect speech, which is essential for effective communication. It will improve your communication, and you will become effective communicator. Application in communication by implementing in the indirect speech by implementing the skill of narration. It will enhance your communicative accuracy and clarity in conveying others statement. This is what the application you will learn when you have understanding about conversion of direct speech to indirect speech. It will enhance your communication accuracy and clarity in conveying others statements. Now, this is the rule number one, and we will end our session. So reported speech of simple present becomes simple past. However, you need to note when the reporting verb of a direct speech is in past tense, then the sentences written in present tenses within inverted commas are changed to the past tense in indirect speech. For example, he said, that's the reporting verb, and the sentence within the reported sentences and the sentence within the reporting verb, within the inverted commas are direct speech. So it will take back shift according to the verb which is in past in reporting verb. So it will change to he said that he liked reading. Now the second sentence, Rachel said is in the past tense. That's a reporting verb, and the sentence is in present. I'm excited to learn new words. So Rachel said that, comma and inverted when comma is removed and inverted commas are omitted, then a conjunction will follow here, which is that. So Rachel said that the sentence will take back shift. I am will become she was excited to learn new words. You said is in the past tense, so the sentence will also be changed to past. You said you were about to go. You said that you were about to go. I said I am good in running. I said that I was good in running. They said they teach in an NGO on Sunday. They said that they taught in an NGO on Sunday. Teach will become taught because the reporting verb is in past. So this is all, and I hope that it was explanatory for all of you. And if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me. And the homework is write 5 sentences in simple present within simple present, read, uh, within the direct speech and change to indirect speech. And the 5 sentences should be based on simple present within direct speech and changed those sentences to indirect speech. All right, I'm glad you've been patient and stay safe. Happy learning. Thank you.